Hey guys, welcome back to another episode. Today we're going to take a quick look at AMD. They just recently closed their acquisition with Xilinx. Xilinx is no more. It's now all part of AMD. So right after that happened, they kind of shared their future views for the company, and I think it's pretty insightful, and I want to share that with the viewers. If this is your first time here, make sure to hit the thumbs up, make sure to hit the subscribe button, check out the pinned comment for free Discord, free newsletter, and a lot of great investing links. So AMD right now is sitting at $113.83. Today is February 21st of 2022, so it is a holiday here in the United States and the market is closed. But right now globally, a lot of tension is happening that's creating huge volatility moves around the world, more bearish than bullish, right? We can see from its 52-week high, AMD is down almost 30%, and I'm really liking these price points. Obviously volatility can continue. For me, AMD definitely seems like a nice dollar cost averaging positions from here. Obviously, stock prices can go down. No one can time the bottom, but the future growth for this company seems very, very exciting. So like I mentioned, AMD completed their acquisition of Xilinx. Xilinx is no more. You can no longer find it trading. You can no longer purchase Xilinx. And anybody that was holding Xilinx got either shares of AMD, and if there was any fractional shares, they're getting it in forms of cash. So the former CEO of Xilinx, Victor Peng, will join AMD as the president of the newly formed Adaptive and Embedded Computing Group, AECG. So in the upcoming earnings, we are going to start seeing this segment in AMD's earnings report. AEGC remains focused on driving leaderships in FPGA, which Xilinx was kind of a leader in, also adaptive system on chips, and software roadmaps. This company now, with the additional kind of AMD superpower, they're going to have more money for research and development, and they're going to offer new solutions from AMD CPUs and GPUs. So it's very, very great integration, and I do believe this can drive AMD's revenue to whole new levels. So now if we take a closer look at the presentation, we can learn a lot about this kind of acquisition and partnership. Now AMD is no longer going to be a leader in CPUs and GPUs. Now they're also going to be a leader in CPUs, GPUs, FPGAs, and adaptive system on chips. This is also going to increase their total addressable market to roughly $135 billion. And this is also going to strengthen AMD's financial model. We can see Xilinx, if you don't remember, they come with positive cash flow from operations. They come with a nice amount of revenue, and all that is obviously going to help out AMD in the long run. Let's take a listen to today's sponsor. I want to thank The Motley Fool for sponsoring this video. The Motley Fool is a company that provides investing insight and stock recommendations for investors of all skill sets and risk levels. You guys know I love finding new investing tools and resources to help me scout out new growth stocks. And right now I have a discount for one of my favorite services the Fool offers. Through the Motley Fool Stock Advisor services, you get access to a ton of expert stock picks. Every month you'll get 2 new picks that are aimed at growing your wealth and to help you realize your financial goals. Stock Advisor's average stock picks have done amazing returns. If growing your money is something you'd like to do more of this year, you can visit fool.com/Jose Najarro or click on the link below for access to my special offer and decide if the Stock Advisor is right for you. Thanks again to the Motley Fool, and now onto today's video. So for example, they mentioned all the different products that they're gonna hit and all the solutions. One of the biggest solutions, in my opinion, that's gonna drive new revenues for AMD is the solutions for the data centers, right? AMD has their EPYC processor, their CPU for data centers, and that is growing at dramatic levels. Lisa Su has mentioned this is continued to get adopted by big players. AMD also has the GPU architecture with AMD Instinct. Now AMD is also going to have adaptive acceleration. So let me just explain that a little bit. So the CPU and the GPUs, they're great for certain tasks, but both of these are general processors, right? They're both for general purpose. And like they mentioned, you can either be good at one thing or you can just be okay at a lot of things. And that's what the GPU and the CPU are. But what happens when you want to be adaptive to or want to focus on one important part? That's where these kind of FPGAs and SoCs, system on chips, help out. They help become accelerations to a specific task. So again, AMD, I do believe this is going to drive new forms of revenue for the market, and they believe so. Here, they kind of show this total addressable market. Their biggest addressable market is going to be the data centers with about 50 billion. Next, they have PCs with about 40 billion. Next is embedded. Here in embedded, they have things, for example, like the automotive market. They have things like automation, robotics, and this is going to be one of the biggest or the newest entry point for AMD with this Xilinx acquisition, and that's going to be about a 29 billion total addressable market. The last one is going to be the gaming market with about $16 billion. Here we can see how this acquisition is going to boost the overall research and development investments for AMD. Before, AMD alone was using about $2.8 billion on research and development. Xilinx was using about $1 billion. So now combined it's going to be about $3.8 billion, increasing that innovation move. Obviously also adding the talent. Now they have over 15,000 world-class engineers. Xilinx actually had a nice amount of engineers, and in my opinion, FPGA engineers are very, very hard to come from. Especially when I used to be in the engineering world, it was very difficult to find FPGA engineers. And then here you have Xilinx, who's just gonna have a boatload of them. I do believe this is gonna overall help the innovation market for AMD. And here they kind of mention a little bit about the synergies. So AMD is being very heavily adopted with their with their Milan. It's definitely Milan. The Milan processor right now, which is AMD's EPYC data center processor. So they already have their foot on the door, right? They have getting huge adoption there. They're being known by the huge data center providers. So now those with that foot in the door, they can be like, hey, you guys purchased our CPUs, our processors. We also have some new solutions that we're willing to offer with you now that we acquired Xilinx. So again, that's gonna help. That synergy there is gonna help boost AMD's revenue. Xilinx is also one that is in deep relationships with the communication market. So with this kind of communication market, they can kind of Xilinx leadership already has the foot on the door, and they can go be like, hey, we offer a lot of expertise from Xilinx. Now that we are part of AMD, you can kind of take a quick look at these processors that you can use to improve your overall infrastructure, then the overall embedded. So the overall synergy here fits really, really well. So again, that's pretty much all I wanted to share with this Xilinx acquisition. I believe it's a great move for AMD. It definitely opens up the horizons for the solutions that they have. Again, if you want to learn more about them, go to AMD's website and you can look for Xilinx products and just take a quick look at all the solutions and all the markets that they can improve now that they're part of Xilinx, and how these are new markets that AMD was previously not able to touch. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. Take care, have a good day, and see you next time.